Okay, hi everyone. This is Shirley from ShopUpz, and I'm super excited to invite today Dana.
Hi everyone.
Hi. So let me briefly introduce Dana. Dana, she's a digital marketing expert. She experts with e-commerce. She helps sellers to onboard their Etsy and Shopify stores, generate traffic, and get to a higher conversion. Hi, Dana. You can start
Hi.
introducing yourself. Yeah.
Okay, so surely you did it quite well. I'm for about 10 years managing and building e-commerce stores for customers around the web, if it's independent stores on Shopify mainly or on Etsy. Also helping them create better conversion rates and increase their sales, of course.
Okay. Perfect. So in this webinar today, I asked Dana to share the best practices of Shopify versus Etsy. It seems that a lot of sellers thinks that whatever they have on Shopify needs to be exactly the same as Etsy and will generate the same ROI, the same conversion. And this is really a common mistake that I wanted to discuss with you, Dana. So
Yes. So
yeah,
we're gonna go through several things that are, I think, the most important things to notice when you create shop on Etsy or on Shopify. Most people that, as you said, most people are just transferring the listings pages directly to Shopify, and we want to emphasize a few things.
correct. So
If we I want to just to say something that maybe will explain the whole main difference between those two platforms. Etsy is a marketplace. When we use a marketplace to sell our products, we focus on the listings. While when we build our shop on Shopify or other platforms, if it's our independent shop, we look on the whole shop as something that we need to present to the customer. And there are a few things that are very different between them. We started with tags. You wanted to give that some focus, right?
correct, correct. We wanted to highlight, first of all, one of the main challenges when our merchants open its own store, okay, if they used to Etsy, then they want to replicate this Etsy success into Shopify. And they don't seem it doesn't seem to work well, okay? So SEO is really pain point when you're starting your Shopify business, right? This is why I wanted to put the focus on some common mistakes that I see that a lot of sellers are doing. And tags is one of them. A lot of sellers just copy paste the tags. If they had it on Shopify, they just copy it into Etsy, vice versa. Okay, they don't really understand the difference, and this is why it may, affect on their conversion rate at the end. So yeah.
Okay, so tags are on Etsy. Tags are the most important thing to get found on the search engine on Etsy. When we look for tags to put for our listing, this is the most important thing that you want to do when you want people to find you. You have 13 tags and you need to use them well so you get found. While on Shopify, this is just not the purpose for the tags. The tags on Shopify are used for filtering or grouping items, list shop, to create different collections, to create different pages for the listings, and to create a good menu and a friendly experience or easy experience for your buyers. So it's totally different. The tags that we used on Etsy, actually, we don't need them at all on Shopify. We can just erase all of them and use different tags. And I'm going to get into it a little bit more in details. If I take, for example, let's start by Etsy and give this some focus. On Etsy, can you go back, or I can go back?
Sure.
On Etsy, when we use the 13 tags, we want to try to cover all the options that the customer, the buyer, has to find my product. If I take, for example,
let's take a
maxi
mug,
dress.
for example.
Let's take a mug. A mug, for example. I want to answer all the options that the customer will look for it in the search engine on Etsy. I give here some, I have my 7 questions that these are the intuitive questions that people are searching by. Of course, we have what it is. So it's a large mug, it's a coffee mug, it's a pottery mug. And then you need to also answer other questions. I mean, in the tags, you want to ask yourself if they look for color. So some people are looking for white mug or blue mug. Some will look for black mug. We have material, if it's pottery, if it's a mile, etc. Style, if it's modern, if it's more traditional, I don't know, boho. We are looking for the style that people are looking for who it is, if it's for a kid or if it's for a father. And of course, we're talking about the mug, but other products has different search when it's for different people, different users. For when, if it's for a special event, for daily use, for casual, or I don't know, wedding,
anniversary,
yeah. And of course, shape, if it's high, tall, or if it's wide, if it's I don't know, if it's abstract or if it's straight lines. You need to answer that. And size measurement, of course, if it's long, small, wide, etc. And the 7th question is something that I always add, especially on Etsy, because it's a very much common use for gifts. Gift for grandma, gift for teacher, gift for mother, etc. So I have these 7 questions that I want to answer all of them when I use my 13 tags. And when I open a shop or when I build a shop, I want to check that if I have a mug, okay, but I have, usually people are offering 10 mugs. Eventually, it's a mug on my store. I will try to create different answer for these questions, but always answer the 7 questions in my tags. But when I build one, I will answer material as pottery, for example, and material in the second one will be ceramic. So I will try to use the 7 questions for all my tags in my shop, but answer differently, even though it can be the same answer or the same keywords that I can use.
Okay, I have a question. What about inspiration? Like people are looking for tree, for example, for nature. So would you place?
I put this under style. The style is supposed to cover, a specific style that I have in my product. If it's a nature, tree, I don't know, beach, surfer, vacation, resort. So there I put this answer. But people will look for the same product from different point of view. Some will look from the style. Some will look for just for mug for mother. I don't know, but mug is not a good example here. But I want to answer all these questions about my products because people are going to search for it from different point of view for what they need.
Okay, got it. Really interesting. I know that we have 13, the limitation of 13 in Etsy. In Shopify, we do not have this limitation. And we also have the limitation of 20 characters. So we also need to know that, right? So you have 7 questions and you have 13 tags. So you even have more tags than question, which is good. So you can fill.
Yeah, I will always fill the whole 13, of course. It's just 7 questions are just for your intuition to answer the questions that are people looking for when people are looking for your product. And I want to go to the next slide, if you can, to show how we use the tags on Shopify versus Etsy. On Shopify, the tags, as I said, are not for search engine purposes. They are for filtering and grouping your products. One example is the collection. When we create a collection, we can usually create a collection by automated option. The automated option means that I will create, I don't know, let's take a shop that sells clothing, okay? And I want to create a section for the pants. So usually when I tag the product, I will need to build a system where every product that I upload, every listing that I upload to my Shopify store will get a tag that contains the word pants. And then I can create automatically sections in my shop for different collections. If it's pants, if it's short pants, if it's men's, for men, for women, I will filter my shop by using the tags. It can be shown here in this option you see, where you can create a collection, choose the product tag, say if it's equal. There is also option to contain, what it's contains a word, and choose the tag that you created while you upload the listing to automatically put it in some sections. The sections are used usually mainly for the menu, but they can be used in general to a lot of different things. For your homepage, where you want to show out your new collection. If it's new, I'm uploading the summer 24 new collection of clothing. So I want to tag all the products in the same tag, summer 24. And then in my homepage, I can create a new collection for summer 24 products. So the tags are used for as you said, for inside.
For internal use.
It's for internal use.
Internal sorting and grouping, aggregating. So this is like the goal, just for you to manage your store internally. So it will be easier for you, right, to set up the menu of your store and
the collection.
Yeah, okay. So it's really different concept, different goals. You said that it's not anything related to SEO, to promoting your store, nothing like that.
I would just I would not say it's not related to SEO completely, because people that are searching in my shop, they can search for phrases and for keywords that I put in my listing. So it is important to add some tags for your customers to be able to find what they need in your store, but it's not for other outside search engines like Google. Not like on Etsy, where the tags are only for the reason to get found on search engine. Here, it's mainly for internal use, as you said. Also, you can show the next slide. On Shopify, we can create the menu by sorting it with tags. I can create one section, kimono, and I'll take all the group of kimonos. I created a section that is for the kimonos. I can subcategorize them by tag. For example, I usually choose to tag my products on Shopify by color. All the 7 elements that we spoke about on Etsy. What is the material? What is the color? So I can create good sorting in my shop. So if I want to find under kimonos, I don't know, as summer kimonos and winter kimonos. So I will write a winter kimono as a tag for my kimonos. And if you can show on the right, you can filter collection by tag to create your subcategories in your menu. So tags are used also for the building your menus in a very easy way.
So it will also help the end user, right, the potential buyer, to search easier when they're inside your store, right? It will not help you to generate links, but it will help you. It will help you to get higher conversions, right? When they're inside your store, so they will be able to easily search and find the relevant listing, right?
Yeah, and for me to create their buying experience very easy and quick. If they want to search for something, if I want to show something, new collection, outlet section, I can immediately add to my products a new tag on a bulk edit, and then I can create a section in a click.
Yeah.
So
okay.
usually I use it all the time. The tags on Etsy, I set one time and I don't change them usually. I set it for once when I upload my listing, and that's it. I hope that I did the right SEO tags that I need. I used all the tags that I need. And here in Shopify, it's as we said, all the time, ongoing use of the tags.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Really important information. As I mentioned, what I see is usually users, merchants, set their either Shopify or Etsy store and they just copy paste it. And yeah, and I feel that they're missing the main goal. Okay, it's either they're losing Shopify or Etsy. So you said this is not something that we will get into right now, but you mentioned that there is a whole process of how to manage your store correctly, right? So clients will have easier way to find everything in your store. Yeah, okay, perfect. So next subject that we said that it's also super important, and as I mentioned, there needs to be some thoughts invested in it when creating your title, right? Your Etsy title versus Shopify.
Yeah. So in general on Etsy, I see, and you can see also, all the listing, almost, I don't know, 90% of the listing that are listed on Etsy are not using the title as usually used everywhere else in other marketplaces, Amazon, AliExpress, eBay, etc. And also, of course, on independent stores. It's not, the title is not the name of the product. That's what I want to say. The title is used as tags. Usually is a bunch of tags, a very long sentence. Usually it's not comprehensive also, where I want, instead of writing in my store black maxi dress, I would write maxi dress. I have here this option, for example, hippie, urban, evening and day, summer dress, boho, unique lawn carry dress, romantic flower. I would give all the information, all the keywords that people can search for when they want to find my listing in the title, where Etsy is really trying, and I think they also already gave up, but for the last year, they are sending their sellers multiple emails where they ask them to shorten the titles. They say the title is very important, so that it should be short and not that informative. But people are not following their instructions. And I think it's a matter of, it's going long way back, where people knew that Etsy is actually using the title for searching optimizations. So it's still like that. Having said that, it's a bit confusing because Etsy is asking you to shorten your title. Actually, it's the common way, and that's what you need to do. Having said that, I see that 90%, as I said, still doing long and multi keywords titles. I recommend doing an A/B test on your products. For example, one product will be a long title using the whole characters that you can use and using keywords along it. And one will be a very short, even a name for the product. For example, if I take, as I said, a maxi dress, I would write the name and the cream maxi dress for women, and the name, I don't know, here it's a carry dress, that's the name. And in the other one, where I duplicate the product or I have it in a different color, I would use the whole title, and I see where the results are better, meaning of clicks or even purchase.
Okay.
So in general, I don't have here a straight recommendation, but when we can focus on that. When you transfer your titles into Shopify, for sure you don't want to leave them long and build up of different keywords. On Shopify or on your independent store, you want to use short title and more branding way to look at your product. If it's a carry dress, so it will be a carry dress, and you mentioned the color or the pattern, but you don't go and use the title to fill it up with different keywords. That's for sure, because your store will not generate any sale that way. Usually people can look at it and very suspicious eyes. Why you're doing it? It looks cheap. It looks not that how do you say?
Not professional. Yeah.
So you must change your titles when you go into Shopify and build your own shop, if you're using the way that still is used on Etsy.
Okay, so bottom line, like you can continue writing this long text on Etsy, but when you're coming to Shopify, please don't. Use simple, think of your brand and how you want to position your listings. Don't just throw it in the air and hope that Google will catch it, because they will not.
It just doesn't make sense, yeah, for the customers.
Got it. And also the ChatGPT. Are you using ChatGPT to generate those titles?
You can. It works well. For titles, I don't use it usually, but for description, I might use it, yeah. I can write what I want to describe and give like the first 3 or 4 keywords that I have for my product, and it can write me very nice. I can also specify if I want it long, short, what do I want to write. It works really well. I really recommend everybody to try it out. Of course, you need to go and read it and see if it works for you, but it works really well. It can change your life.
Yeah, the state of mind, like if you're used to write in a certain terms or words, so maybe it can enrich your vocabulary, give you new terms, right? So yeah. Okay, perfect. Yeah, this is everything that automates and help you, to improve yourself. So yeah, I'm all in favor of. Okay, so description. This was a really huge surprise for me that it's hidden on Etsy. Okay, we know that description is super important, and customers are investing a lot of time reading the fabric, all the relevant information of the listing, to make sure that the picture that they see is really showing what this listing is all about. But you're saying that the description on Etsy is hidden.
Yeah, yeah, and I think it's already 2 years, almost 2 years that it's like that. Usually people are writing very generous and long descriptions on descriptions on Etsy. They write some marketing sentences, very technical specifications. They add something about their shop, the owner, guarantee. They use a lot of information in their description, and they put a lot of effort in it. And in the last 2 years, Etsy is doing a lot to hide the description. They actually, as you can see here, some options, they actually hide it to the level that you cannot find, where you need to click to find more info about your product. So
it's
that's
not
what's
only
going on
item
Etsy.
details that I have here, like item details, and here I have more text, learn more. So this is
on the desktop. On the right, you see the desktop version, and on the left, you see the mobile app version. Where on the mobile app, most of the users are using the mobile app on Etsy. You see the blue
the
there,
red line.
read item description. It's even not, they don't show it at all. So most people are not reading your description today on Etsy. And our recommendation, my recommendation will be to add this info that you find very important inside the product, photos, I mean. You can add, if you go to the next slide, we can show, you can add there info about the size, show the difference between the variations that you offer in your shop. I also recommend adding there info about the process of producing the item, if it's important. Of course, videos of you or of the product. Etsy is allowing us to add one video to each listing. It's highly important to use it. Also on Shopify, but we are talking about Etsy now. And also, I don't know, I have a customer that is all of the prints for the patterns for the clothing. She's painting them and making them their herself. So usually people will not see it, they don't know it, they will not read the description. Only if she shows on the photos herself creating the patterns. That's one example. But every photo that you add to your listing, and you have today 10 photos, can give more information, even if it's only text. If I want to let people know that I give a 1-year warranty on my products, it's something that I would like to write in a text on a photo on my listing photos on Etsy today, because description is just pushed down and people don't see it. What they usually see is the reviews. That's what Etsy is focusing on, to show the reviews of the customer. We'll talk about it in a minute. And if we want to discuss how it looks on Shopify, so I would say description on Shopify should be shorter than the description that we write today on Etsy. Because all the information that we put on Etsy sometimes can just be found on your Shopify shop store in other section. I don't know, in a more on your delivery and returns page, or on your policy page, or everywhere else. You don't need to put it inside the description. On the description, keep it short, very informative and technical specification that you need to put, and that's it. So you also need to change the description when you transfer your products from Etsy to Shopify.
Okay, so you're saying in general, focus on your image, on your videos. People in any case don't really read. They will not invest time reading. So yeah, okay. So let's continue. Variations. Just this is something that we will go over really quick. What I see is a lot of times, especially print-on-demand sellers, they have tons of variations. Is it a best practice to have like, 100 variations, or should I split it into separate listings?
Okay, so as everything, as everything, it's a matter of strategy. And when we start talking about variations and how do we present our product, but studies show that conversion rate decrease. This decreases as far as you give more options to your buyer. For example, if I give them 4 options for a bag color, if I talk about a bag, or 20 options for the bag color, most of the time you will see that people that are given more options to choose from will not finish their purchase as much as if you give them only up to 5 options. So in general, I would recommend minimizing the options that you give to your buyer, splitting the options between listing, maybe arranging it by different subjects. For example, if I have a POD, as you said, POD shop. So if it's the element that you print, if you need to choose between elements, I would categorize the elements and I will give him here nature elements to choose from. I would not mix up different things. I will be very correct and give him less options to choose from. It will definitely increase your conversion rate.
Okay, perfect. So you say split the listing to multiple listings, so it will be easier for the potential buyer to understand the value, click, and convert. Perfect. So this is the A/B testing that you were talking about, that we should test, right? There is no good or bad answer. It depends on the product that you want to sell and in the relevant platform that you want to sell. So let's just finish with 5 tips that will really help me to stand out as an Etsy store, because on Etsy it's really, there is huge competition, new stores opening every time. So what should I do when I'm starting my own Etsy business, or if I'm already in the business, but I want to stand out, I want to increase my sales? Yeah.
Okay. So those are 6 subjects that are the highly important for your shop on Etsy. I arranged it from top to bottom, but all of them are very important. The photos are mainly the highest important thing that you will do for your store. People are shopping for photos. They don't have the products to feel, to try on, to see, to test. They just see a photo. So the photos are the most important thing you want to invest in. Right after that, and maybe on the same level, it's the SEO. On Etsy, you will not get found if you will not use the right keywords that people are searching for. So the tags, again, are the most important things right after photos, or maybe in the same level, on the same level. Reviews. So we mentioned it earlier. Etsy is giving it more and more focus. They put reviews right below the photos of your product, and that's what people are looking for. They want to know that they can feel secure to buy from your shop. They will get a good product, a good service. Reviews is something that I work on to get. I follow up with customers. I ask them how do they feel with the product, if they are happy, and then in the next message, I ask them to write a review. The next thing will be discounts. Discounts is something that also, of course, everyone likes and everyone wants, and Etsy is pushing there also. If you notice, I don't know if you know, today when you set up a sale, they give you options to select from. What is the percentage you want to give? They start from 20%. They just took out the 5-10 long time ago, but you can custom, okay? You can custom and say 10% off. So discounts and short-term discounts, only for 24 hours, 48 hours, this weekend. be short, because if you just turn on a sale on Etsy for a month, there is no countdown as they use today, and people are just saying, okay, I'll come back tomorrow. So give them a short time, tell them that they need to buy it now and get the discount. And great customer service, it's obvious. Answer quickly if someone needs something, if someone after buying needs help, it's also very important. You know, they have 90 days to leave review, they can change their reviews. So customer service is something that has great impact on your reviews. And last, I have some, I don't know if I am very supportive for this new thing that Etsy inserted, but they do offer you to get star seller badge on your shop. And it becomes more and more important today for shops to have this badge. So also put some focus on that to get it.
Okay, got it. So yeah, the celebrate is something that you know, Etsy put the spite on. They want you to do more, and this is how they enforce you to do more for them. Okay, perfect. Dana, I want to thank you very, very much. All the information that you provided, you know, is priceless. We're working with many sellers. Those questions come up each time. So I'm sure that they will find it very, very valuable. And you're saving them a lot of time, a lot of A/B testing. So they will understand better how to achieve their goals. So thank you. I hope that you will agree to participate again and teach us some more insights of how to.
Yeah, we'll be happy.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Shirley.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you next time. Ciao.
Bye. Thanks.